You may have heard that Native Americans were killed by smallpox, but here's the sinister part. We have evidence of Europeans plotting to infect them. I found this information on the website called The Straight Dope. You can see the links in the video description. Here's the actual communication. You're looking at a picture of the letter where they conspired to use germ warfare in order to exterminate Native Americans. They uncovered these letters where they actually plot biological warfare in order to exterminate Native Americans. Amherst first raised the possibility of giving the Indians infected blankets in a letter to Colonel Henry Boul'e, who would lead reinforcements to Fort Pitt. Boul'e discussed the matter in a postscript to a letter to Amherst on July 13, 1763. Here's a smoking gun. P.S. I would try to inoculate the Indians by means of blankets that may fall in their hands, taking care, however, not to get the disease myself, as it is a pity to oppose good men against them. I wish we could make use of this Spaniards' method and hunt them with English dogs, supported by rangers and some light horse, who I think would effectively extirpate or remove that vermin. Extirpate, exterminate, by giving them disease. On July 16th, Amherst replied, also in a postscript, P.S. You will do well to try to inoculate the Indians by means of blankets, as well as to try every other method that can serve to extirpate this execrable race. I should be very glad your scheme for hunting them down with dogs could take effect, but England is at too great a distance to think of that at the present. On July 26th, Boul'e wrote back, I received yesterday your Excellency's letters of 16th with your enclosures. The signal for Indian messengers and all of your directions will be observed. Extirpating, which means exterminating, Native Americans. This video is part 2 of a video criticizing Jesse Waters for mocking the idea that Europeans exterminated Native Americans.
Let me get this straight, Bob. America's founding fathers, they came over here, colonized America, made it the great land that we are today. You're saying they exterminated a whole race of
Jesse,
people?
you must have been educated.
You don't really believe that, do you?
He was incredulously saying, the founding fathers did this? Yeah, well, you can read Thomas Jefferson's own words where he talks about exterminating Native Americans. If we are constrained to lift the hatchet against any tribe, we will never lay it down until that tribe is exterminated or driven beyond the Mississippi. Thomas Jefferson to Secretary of War General Henry Dearborn, August 28, 1807. They have seduced the greater part of the tribes within our neighborhood to take up the hatchet against us, and the cruel massacres they have committed on the women and children of our frontiers, taken by surprise, will oblige us now to pursue them to extermination or drive them to new seats beyond our reach. Thomas Jefferson, letter to Alexander von Humboldt in 1813. I'll have more to say about Jesse Waters in part 1. When that's available, it will be right here. Until then...
Well, America's farmers are as much a symbol of our country as the Stars and Stripes, and arguably just as important. They put food on our tables, clothes on our backs. But for black farmers, the road has been rough, leading to the loss of millions of acres of farmland and a lack of trust. And now one of the very symbols of America, now in a fight with the federal government.
We're quietly, one by one, losing our farms.
It's a problem facing tens of thousands of struggling black farmers in America.
We were 1 million black farmers, family strong in this country, tilling 20 million acres of land. And today we're down to 50,000 black farmers, so we're facing extinction.
John Boyd Jr. is the founder and president of the National Black Farmers Association. He says more than a century of admitted racism within the U.S. Department of Agriculture, including refusing to process loans from farmers of color and foreclosing more quickly on minority farmers, resulted in the loss of roughly 15 million acres of land worth...
You must use the female versus the male, and the male versus the female.
I'm stressed. I'm barely feeding my child. Do you know how that makes me feel as a mother?
This will create anger, jealousy, and hate.
You going to jail.
You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves.
All on the same team, right?
You must use the old versus the young.
You knew when my pop got locked up. You could have said something. You could have done something. You could have talked.
talk about my brother like that. There will be no line to learn from.
Your melanin is a godly gift. It can never be taken away from you. But they will constantly keep you from playing the game.
If used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually distrustful of each other.
This is Audible. You are about to hear The Willie Lynch Letter and the Making of a Slave, read by Ronald Eastwood. Contents. Chapter 1, Greetings. Chapter 2, Let's Make a Slave. Chapter 3, Cardinal Principles for Making a Negro. Chapter 4, The Breaking Process of the African Woman. Chapter 5, The Negro Marriage Unit. Chapter 6, Controlled Language. This speech was delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712.
The name of this video here is The Sins of Satan, the Devil's Advocate, the Boul'es. This one you're watching.
It's
a Boul'e.
I'm back with another video. This video, as you may see, one of my last videos, I did a book haul that I got like 4 books from. One of them was the Willie Lynch letter, right? I just had to come on here and tell y'all what I thought about it and just talk about the research that I ended up finding. Now, fun fact about me, I'm a historian at heart. I'm an archaeologist at heart. I wanted to be an archaeologist when I was a kid. So after I finished the book, I started to question as to who Willie Lynch is, right? 2 people came up. You got the Willie Lynch that actually did the speech in 1712. Then you have a whole nother Willie Lynch who is supposedly the originator of the word lynching, but so was another man named Charles Lynch. That's a whole nother story. In my research, I found out that he is potentially a hoax. It's like no Willie Lynch. It's not even a person. It's...
Now why would she do that? You know, she's the devil's advocate. Man, our people are something else.
Well, Robbie, what is on your radar?
The most likely origin of COVID-19 is a lab leak, the U.S. Energy Department admitted on Sunday. The federal agency reviewed new intelligence which prompted officials to revise their position that it's unclear how the virus emerged. The White House and certain members of Congress also reviewed this intelligence, according to the Wall Street Journal. Now, the Energy Department conclusion is made with, quote, low confidence, according to New York Times, which was quick to point out that U.S. spy agencies remain divided over the origins of the virus. The FBI, however, has previously concluded with moderate confidence that intelligence pointed to a lab leak origin. So
These 2 brothers here are devil's advocate, Boul'e, whatever you want to call them. So busy putting on a show, distracting you from the attack of the European, aka devils, on humanity. To be continued.